everybody, and welcome into Back Talk Sports. I'm John Hand. Joining me now is Jimmy Young and Alex Barth. Guys, thanks for staying up with me and joining for a little sports talk today.
Of course, never too late to talk about sports.
He has no problem staying up this late. It's me.
Right, I didn't want to be mean. That was
appreciate
directed
that.
at you. Yeah.
I missed the blue hair specials already today. I'm really upset about that.
Times are changing. So anyway, guys, July sports, there is stuff going on, so we are going to dive into it. I want to start with the Celtics right now. They sign Al Horford. Things look like they're changing. Maybe the Celtics can get that big-name free agent, but they're not done. We hear rumors. Danny Ainge has said he's not done. There he is right there.
That's a great picture.
Trader Danny. Yeah, I'm sure he's not thrilled with
the guns in there.
Yeah.
Trader Danny.
Sure, they're not thrilled. He's not thrilled with that picture. But what for you, when the Celtics tip off in October, Jimmy, what is the ideal Celtics team looking like on opening night?
Did they get Blake Griffin or not, guys?
They have not.
No, they were about to, and then it just died.
So
Yeah, really.
So seems to me, they're getting closer and closer to getting another guy. Yesterday I think the rumor was Russell Westbrook. I'm dating the show, but whatever. Today it's Blake Griffin. What's it look like? They're still going to be about sharing the basketball and playing team defense. And I think I wrote about this, or I said this to somebody in an email. It looks like they're almost modeling themselves after the old Pistons team that won the NBA championship on defense when they had Rodman and Lambeer and the other Isaiah Thomas. I know, which is really weird to say, but and I hated that one, by the way, and I love this one. So I don't know, for me to sit here and say I know what the starting lineup's going to be, I don't know. Avery Bradley seems to get hurt every year, I can tell you that. So he's definitely on the trade block.
Well, do you want them to go out? Do they need another superstar?
They need a shooter. I don't care who he is. I don't care where he plays. They need a guy who can shoot the basketball because
That's not Gershon, because I've heard that, he's tearing up in the summer league. He could shoot. He's a 4 who can shoot the 3. No, like a legitimate shooter, not French Jared Sullinger.
Right. Right. Who is now with the Toronto Raptors. Boy, and you know what? Good luck to Jared. I never wanted to see him in a Celtics uniform again after this year. I was so done with him.
You know what? I was
so
into him when they took him.
I agree.
Granted, I was into Fab Melo too, but I was a Syracuse fan at the time.
Who? No.
I don't think Sullinger's his back was ultimately the problem in the fact that he ballooned up to.
Call me crazy. When my back was a problem, I lost weight. I just want to say.
That's the thing.
Just saying.
I think if he had actually
Back
cared
pain
about
went
his
away.
weight, I mean, the dude had top 5 pick talent. He could have been one of these elite guys.
He could have.
I just really think he didn't care about his back issue, and that was ultimately his downfall. He's the size of Pablo Sandoval now.
I don't think he cares. And that's what
he plays with passion on the court. I also see the passion on the court, but
Well, sticking with current Celtics or possible current Celtics, my question for you guys is why not be patient? I mean, you look at the free agency class next year. Black guy right there, Blake Griffin, Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, Steph Curry, Gordon Hayward, just to name a few. They have the 2017 Brooklyn pick, most likely going to be another top 5 pick. Why not wait this out another year?
I think there's so many different ways they can go right now.
It's because Big Poppy's retiring.
Right. It all comes
sorry.
together.
Sorry.
There are a lot of
season.
similarities to that, but first of all, you don't know that all those guys are going to be free agents. I really doubt Curry hits the open market. I'm not a huge Haywood guy. I know Brad Stevens is. I could totally see it, but this thing can go one of two ways. Yes, you can wait. You can wait to see who hits the open market, but Blake Griffin is not. That's a guy they've coveted. DeMarcus Cousins is not. That's a guy they've coveted. If this guy, if they trade for Russell Westbrook, I'll say that. I am against them trading for Westbrook if you do not have an extension deal set, because I think it is a lock that he's going to the Lakers. Just from everything I've heard, his personality, his past, he wants to go to the Lakers. If you do go ahead and you trade for Westbrook, you're going to have to give up so many assets. It becomes winning this year, and then sell the boat.
So
and
you
think
win
this year?
I'll tell you. So you think Westbrook will play out this year because it's his last year?
Yeah.
And he and Durant probably said, "Hey, let's go play for the Lakers in 2 years."
And I heard that rumor. I don't.
He wouldn't
totally
even
know
sit down
that.
with the Lakers, though.
Right. I don't totally know that.
Durant.
Westbrook, I think alone is going.
But he has a 1-1 deal.
He does.
Right, but that's also because the cap's
I did hear
ballooning.
that theory, but I don't
Win
know
a ring with Golden State. That's his plan. Leave.
I mean, he's already getting enough crap for going to Golden State.
Durant aside, I think Westbrook is going to the
It's not about
Lakers.
money anymore. It's not about money anymore.
Right. It's about the market.
It's really about their own brand, which we talked about earlier, and it's about winning titles.
If it wasn't about money, then why would he sign a 1-1?
Because I think he wants to win title. Now,
Right, and then
He wants
if
a
he signs
ring.
the 1-1, it looks better.
By the
than
way,
signing
there was a
one
role
year.
model for this exact. His name's James or something. Then he plays for Cleveland.
Kevin?
He did. Yeah, he did the same thing. Kevin said. He did the same thing when he went to Miami.
He's technically a free agent right now.
Right.
too,
Well, he's the.
'cause
I
he
think.
opted
Well, that's
out.
why I think it's about the money. But that's a discussion for
Anyway,
another.
so Westbrook, I think he's from LA. He said he wants to. He's been vocal about that. So
Right.
if you trade for him, you have to win this year because he is gone and you gave up a lot of assets. If you don't trade for him, or if you trade for him and you have him locked up, then I don't. You're right. I don't think you need to rush to trade for Griffin or Cousins because you have him locked up. You have Horford locked up. You have assets, and if you have Westbrook and Horford, you don't necessarily need somebody as good as Blake Griffin. Gordon Hayward might do it. Because Russell Westbrook is a top 5 player in the league. Horford's top 20, maybe top 15. Hayward can fill that role. If you don't have Westbrook, Horford can't be your best player on a championship team. He can't.
Right, and we know that now in today's NBA, you need multiple superstars to win. That's been
You
proven
need
year after
a
year.
popular radio show around Boston. You need horses. Forget about ponies. The Celtics have a roster full of ponies.
Right.
You give up as many ponies as you can to get the horse.
But let me ask you guys this question: going, Danny Ainge says he wants to make moves. We say we need more superstars.
Fireworks.
We need fireworks. Right, that's been the word this offseason. Do you think that's tied into the fact that Brad Stevens could be on the hot seat? Now, I say that. I know he has the contract extension, but this guy has not gotten out of the first round yet.
Whoa, hang on a second. Brad Stevens is on the hot seat?
Let me finish.
He's the
You
best
gotta-
asset they have.
Well, that's what.
Talk about assets.
The guy's hasn't won more than what 41 games, 45
Excuse me.
games, 49 games.
He's
With
30.
what team? With what
yeah,
team?
with no
he hasn't
talent.
made it out of the first round
But
yet.
he's getting the most out of his
Listen,
players in the regular
well-
season, and when you get to the playoffs, you have to have a different type of team, and that's what's hurt him. That's not his fault. He gets the most that he can out of his players, and he's probably one of the most brilliant basketball minds for his age in this. And here's one more thing. I get to say one more thing.
Fine.
Okay? Because it's my equipment. I get to say whatever I want. Okay? When I always
segment.
That's right, that's true. And I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. I'll give you your segment back in a minute. All right? When I look at the Celtics roster for years, I always counted the potential Hall of Famers. There's only one on the Celtics, and he's the coach. He's not a player.
Well, okay, he's been a coach for 4
Yeah,
years.
I'm not going to jump.
I'm talking about his
not throw
upside.
that out.
I'm talking about his upside,
Well,
guys.
that-
His
but that's-
basketball acumen.
Jalen Brown was a 3rd overall pick. You want to talk about upside? You're going to say Jalen Brown's a future Hall of Famer?
He's not yet. No, he hasn't shown
Right,
that to me at
that's-
all.
But
He's
what has
19.
Steven
Brad-
shown you?
He's shown me that he's taken a bunch of has-beens and nobodies and turned them into two
But
very
that
good
doesn't-
playoff
that doesn't make you a
two
Hall of Famer.
basketball teams.
It doesn't make you a Hall of Famer.
Not yet.
But he's
But
lost-
wait, guys, give him some horses.
So I'll-
You just said they
I
needed
will say
horses.
this.
He got-
give
I
him
will say
horses.
this about Stevens. My issue with Stevens in the playoffs, and
He's the
this
best
is
player.
this is something that can be easily changed. Brad Stevens loves to use a deep bench. We saw that last year when when Tyler Zeller was getting minutes. In the playoffs, the successful teams shorten their bench. They go to their stars to play 40, 42
But
minutes
they
a game.
don't have stars.
Right, and they
don't have those
even with
three
it,
guys.
They have Isaiah Thomas. They have Marcus Smart, guys who are not stars but big game players, guys who show up in
Marcus
big games.
Smart, a big game
Is
player.
I believe that, but Stevens,
Did you see him in the Atlanta series? He couldn't
Stevens
shoot.
did not.
He can't shoot.
Yeah.
Period. End of story.
Isaiah Thomas, okay, fine, I'll give you that. Isaiah Thomas, you can't deny he's a big game player. They didn't.
But even he
extend-
disappeared
He's
in the
easy to
second half.
defend in the playoffs
They did not-
because he's the only guy who can
They
score.
did not, but he is still the only guy that can score. And that being said, Stevens did not extend his minutes. He's stuck with the deep bench. He's done that in the last 2 playoffs. He needs to learn to trust his. I'm not going to say superstars, but better players. Tyler Zeller should not be playing in the playoffs. He shouldn't be.
I thought you were going somewhere else.
No. Tyler Zeller should not be playing. Those minutes should go to Isaiah. They should go to the guys who,
I mean, those are
at
two
the
different
time,
positions.
were the best players on the. Well, I'm trying to think of the best big man they had on the team. They really didn't.
Jay Crowder was the best.
Jay
big man.
Crowder, yeah. The minutes should go to Crowder. They should go to Isaiah Thomas.
Jay Crowder
They
was
should
hurt.
not be going to Tyler Zeller.
Let me explain the hot seat thing because I feel like that's a word that's going to get taken and blown up. And what I mean by that
That's why I blew it up.
right. And I know that I'm a big Brown Stevens guy. I like him, but he has sort of escaped the what John Farrell is getting right now. The pressure,
He's a
everything from
much
Boston.
better game manager than John Farrell is.
I'm not comparing Brad Stevens and John Farrell.
You just did.
No, I'm saying the pressure-wise, he's escaped. He hasn't gotten the same scrutiny. That's the word I'm looking for. That John
Absolutely,
Farrell
because
has
he's done a great job.
Yeah, Farrell has made mistake after mistake after mistake.
Right. I'm not I'm saying he hasn't gotten the scrutiny that he's gotten yet.
Correct.
largely been beloved, largely for that potential.
Because he's
Will-
gotten the most out of his players, which
Does
is what a
that
coach has to
potential
do.
run out eventually?
So you're saying he is on the
No.
hot seat for being on the hot seat.
Hang on a
He's
second.
one step away from there.
If they signed Al Horford, if they signed Kevin
Which
Durant,
they have signed Al
if-
Horford.
Right, but my point is, if they signed better players and they don't improve exponentially, then you can
Right.
start looking at the
I think-
coach. But right now, he's gotten the most out of. No disrespect, they're all NBA players
Right.
and they're fun to watch, and I love they play with a lot of heart. But there's not a lot of all-stars or potential all
This team
I
also,
think-
he's also benefited from a weak Eastern Conference.
I think I see what you're saying, though. It's a case of
Oh, by the way,
bigger-
hang on a second. Eastern Conference, which one won that NBA championship this year?
Oh,
one
but
team,
come
but it's
on,
one
that's
team, but it's
one
one
team
team.
in the East.
I-
They
so-
cruised. They were. You
So
could
that's
put them
one
in the
team. I
finals at
think
the
what
beginning
you're
of the season.
saying about-
I'll put Cleveland in the finals right now for next
I
year.
think what you're.
Okay,
what
fair
you're-
enough.
what
They
you're
got the
saying
best player on the
about
planet.
Stevens, correct me if you're wrong.
That's-
The bigger you are, the harder you fall. There is this aura around Stevens that he
Right.
gets the most out of his players. So when they have those elite players, if they're not winning, I think and I agree with this. If they get to that, if they had signed Durant, or when they get to that point where the assets and the fireworks and it's all come together and they finally have the team they want, Dan, they finally has the squad he wants. If that team doesn't win, then yes, Stevens is the first guy we better go to because we have given him such a leash.
Right. And yeah, so we'll see what happens in the near future. But with the whole NBA right now, we're seeing the super teams being created. I heard you guys talking about that earlier. Personally, I don't like them. Do you like do you like super teams? And if you don't, how do you fix the NBA?
Well, you don't fix the NBA now because they've got a collective bargaining agreement that they've agreed to, and all of a sudden, you know what happened with the NBA, which is very interesting. It went from the number 3 sport in America to the number 2 sport in America really fast. And
A lot of that's just baseball kind of.
well, okay, so it was a combination of both. One
combination
was
of
going
both.
up, and the other
Combination
one
of
was
both,
going.
yeah.
One was going up, and one was going
Right.
down. Okay, and that was a perfect storm, and they got this influx of money from the TV networks, and now they're able to pay these guys not ridiculous, but what they deserve in the marketplace for the entertainment product that they're producing. So, I guess my point on that is. Just tune in and watch because it's going to be fun. And I don't care
is
about
there-
super teams
well,
or not. It's to me, the Yankees were super teams forever. They have to still play 82 regular season games, get through it healthy, go into a playoffs. It's still competitive basketball at the highest level in the world. And, so there's one team. There was one team that won 73 games this year. They
Right.
didn't win the last one, right?
And they got better. They got a lot better.
They got a lot better.
I'll say this. For basketball traditionalists, I don't think the game is going where we need to be. And
Well,
there's a lot of blame to be thrown around. They should have better handled the cap increase. I think
absolutely.
the reason people
Easy for us
love
to say.
the reason people love the NHL is there's so much parity, and the NBA has gone the other way. You pretty much know who's going to win. We knew what the finals was going to be in the NBA pretty much from game 1 of the season.
I think
last
basketball
year.
is far more predictable. Did you just compare the NBA to hockey?
I said they're the exact opposite.
Okay, good.
We knew who the finals were going to be from game 1 last
Yeah.
year, and in the NHL, you really have no idea.
No, you haven't. You have a hot goalie.
And
and
there's
you
a
win.
lot, right? There's a lot that goes into that. But for what the NBA really fits with today's pop culture. Nobody roots for teams anymore. How many
Right.
Warriors fans are
Right.
there as opposed to Steph
Well,
Curry
I-
fans or
I
Kevin
know
Durant
one.
fans?
Well, it's all-
the fact that they play on the same team. It just happens to be like that. And I said this on a different show. You can check out the Alex Barr Show, MindsetGo.com.
Shameless plug.
It's not about
Not
the
shameless.
name. It's not about the name on the front of the jersey. It's not about the name on the back of the jersey. It's about the logo on your sneakers.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. It's a very selfish league, and basketball used to be the most unselfish sport. So for basketball traditionalists like us, yes, it's painful to watch. But if you're a Steph Curry fan, you don't care if there's parity. You just want to see him win. You don't care if the game's competitive, because chances are, if it's competitive, he's not playing well. And you want to see him play well if you're a fan. So for the new age basketball fan, super teams are great because it makes it easier, because if you have 3 favorite players and all on the same team, you don't have to really watch many other games. For a traditionalist, for somebody who loves competition, it's really just no fun.
Bad for traditionalists, good for the current NBA fan.
Outside in basketball is a thing of the past.
Right.
It's
It's all
now
about-
inside,
right.
out.
shooting.
You have 7-footers hitting 3-pointers. That's not the game I remember, guys.
It's not.
I love the fast break game that the Celtics showed me in the 60s and 70s.
How about
I love
passing?
them.
I miss passing.
I miss passing too.
It's about the highlight play. Alex kind of touched on it with selfishness. Well, what's gonna go viral? What's gonna be big? A huge highlight dunk, a big deep three.
Few things
That's blown
changed
up
the
all over the
NBA
internet.
more than the invention of the SportsCenter Top 10.
Yep, SportsCenter Top 10.
And you look at when the league kind
whole
of started to change. It was right when SportsCenter started doing. Right when SportsCenter happened.
let
it
him
actually
wrap this
matches
show.
out. Yeah, I'll let
We
you-
gotta
I'm
get
sorry.
out
I got
of
a
here,
million
Alex.
things to
The
say.
Alex Parr show's over.
It's getting late. Jimmy's about to fall asleep.
That's right. I'm
Set.
like dying here.
We don't know. We gotta.
I have a full day tomorrow.
He's got a full day. But thank you guys for sticking with us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for
Yeah.
watching. For Alex Barth and Jimmy Young, I'm John Hand. If you want to join Mindset Go, you can check out the website. What's the email, Jimmy?
Info at.
MindsetGo.com.
Yes, info at.
Get-
We had about an hour meeting on that. No, I'm only kidding. Info at MindsetGo.com.
Check it out. Get involved. It's a lot of fun. You could be in my seat, and that's something you want. So,
Yes, no, it is. It's right. Like the. Yes.
Like the Alex Parr show.
you
See you
could be
next
on the
time.
Alex Barr Show. We'll
Say
see you
goodnight.
later.
You bet.